Good evening. Welcome to Woodbridge, the best town around. My name is John McCormick. I'm the mayor of this great town, and we're here tonight for our bi-weekly proclamations. And tonight we have three honorees from the police department, two officers of the year and an officer of the quarter. And then the police department is involved in the next presentation, which is a check from the Woodbridge Elks Lodge 2116 to our PD. Let me start with the officer of the quarter for the fourth quarter of 2018, and that is Officer Joseph Niski, Jr., because the older Niski no longer has a gun, a badge, or a uniform. He can't fit into his uniform anymore. I'd like to call up Joe Niski, Jr. Congratulations, pal. First, let me introduce the council here. To my far right, we have Brian Small, retired police officer in Woodbridge Township and councilman at large. To his left, Howie Bauer, 2nd Ward, Ford Slope Lawn and Caseby councilman. To his left, Lisbeth DeJesus, also councilwoman at large. Corey Spiller, council president. And 3rd Ward councilman, Avenel and Port Reading. And, of course, our three leaders of the police department, Scott Kuzma, the chief law enforcement officer. To his left, the deputy director, Joe Niski. And to his left, the director, Bob Hubner. Let me read the proclamation to Joe Niski, Jr. Whereas during the fourth quarter of 2018, Officer Joseph Niski responded to 408 calls for service, which resulted in motor vehicle enforcement actions to include the investigation of 14 suspicious vehicles, the issuance of traffic enforcement summonses, DWI arrests and summonses, enforcement of outstanding arrest warrants, and arrests of defendants on violations of New Jersey criminal statutes. And whereas Niski on patrol on November 11, 2018, observed a suspicious male walking in the roadway having abandoned his vehicle. Immediate investigation determined that the suspicious individual had been previously arrested for burglary and that the abandoned vehicle contained suspected stolen property and items related to a recent burglary. The suspect was arrested and charged with possession of stolen property. On November 16th of 2018, Officer Niski observed a motor vehicle commit a traffic violation. A check of the vehicle registration revealed that the vehicle was registered to the same individual from the November 11th encounter. Officer Niski followed the vehicle in the roadway, observed the suspect exit the vehicle, and engage in burglary activity. Officer Niski, along with fellow WPD officers in Rahway Police Department, arrested the suspect. And whereas on December 9th, 2018, Officer Niski responded to Walmart where a male suspect had attempted to pay for merchandise using counterfeit currency. Investigation determined the currency to be counterfeit and the suspect was arrested. These are just a few examples of what Officer Niski did in the fourth quarter of 2018, and he's hereby honored before the council and family and peers and friends as the police officer of the fourth quarter 2018. Congratulations, Joe. We have the officers of the year for 2018. In this case, there are two officers. They are partners, James Faris and Andrew Ferreira. Gentlemen, please come up. And I'll read they're the same proclamation other than the names. Whereas Officer Faris and Ferreira responded to more than 2,100 calls for service throughout 2018, which resulted in enforcement actions to include the issuance of traffic enforcement summonses, DUI arrests and summonses, enforcement of outstanding arrest warrants, and the arrest of defendants on violations of New Jersey criminal statutes. And whereas during January of 18, Faris and Ferreira located an individual reported missing, endangered and suicidal after observing her registered motor vehicle traveling in excess of 100 miles an hour. Officers Faris and Ferreira successfully stopped the vehicle, engaged the distraught female, and transported her to the hospital for medical evaluation and care. Whereas in March 2018, Faris and Ferreira responded to a report of an armed suspect assaulting an individual on New Dover Road. Upon arrival, Faris and Ferreira encountered the individual determined to be under the influence of PCP and arrested the suspect. And whereas in June 2018, Faris and Ferreira observed a suspicious vehicle while patrolling an area known for illegal narcotics transactions and detected the odor of raw marijuana upon approach to the vehicle. Subsequent investigation uncovered 1.5 pounds of marijuana packaged for distribution and narcotics paraphernalia. As a result, the individual was arrested and charged with distribution of narcotics in the school zone. A separate motor vehicle stop in June 18 by Officers Faris and Ferreira resulted in sufficient probable cause to conduct an investigation, which uncovered a quantity of marijuana, narcotics paraphernalia, and a loaded 9mm handgun, which resulted in the arrest of the driver of the vehicle on charges of possession of a controlled substance and weapons violations. And whereas Faris and Ferreira, in front of family and friends, and mayor and council are hereby named Police Officers of the Year for 2018. Again, that's 4 instances of what was 2,100 calls for service. So that's just amazing, amazing record. Gentlemen, you get the top one, you get the next one. Congratulations. Congratulations. You guys look like you're on duty.
A little bit later tonight.
Oh, later tonight, okay. You want to say anything?
All right. Me and my partner are extremely humbled to be selected as Officers of the Year. We would like to thank our co-workers, our squad mates, for always giving us backup on our motor vehicle stops, our supervisors, lieutenant and sergeant on our squad, who give us the freedom to go out there and arrest criminals, be proactive, and most importantly, we'd like to thank the union for always backing us, getting us anything we need. Other than that, we are super proud to protect and serve the citizens of Woodbridge Township. Thank you very much.
We also have a proclamation for Matt Quill as the EMT of the quarter. Anybody know, Steve, you know where he is? Or he's not here, so I think we'll save it for a time when he is here. And now we would like to, while we're on the subject of police, call up the Woodbridge Elks, an organization I'm proud to be a member of, as is Councilman Spall. Anybody else? I think Kyle might be. Yes. Nancy definitely is. Nancy Drum is, Kyle Anderson is, and Councilman Small. I don't know who first said it. I wouldn't want to be the, what'd they say? I wouldn't want to belong to any organization that would have me as a member, something like that. But I'm proud to belong to the Elks, even though you have lowered your expectations and your requirements to have the 4 of us as members. So the Elks received a grant and is donating $3,500 to the Woodbridge Police Department for ballistic vests. The check, is this something I should read? Let me call you guys up. Let's bring up the Elks. We'll start with the Grand Exalted Ruler, at least for the next 3 months, Mr. Robert Snowfield, former Woodbridge PD, and ask him to just take the microphone and explain everything you're doing here, if you don't mind, Bob. Guys, you're going to come up.
Don't be shy. Come on up.
Go on. Both sides of the microphone.
Yeah, spread it out.
It's, Hank, you want to come around the other side? So, the Elks is a national foundation, and in New Jersey we have 112 lodges. Across the country we have close to 2,000. The past year we nationwide donated probably $80 million for various causes. This past year our Grand Exalted Ruler wanted us to amp up our awareness with the community for the support that we have for the various organizations in the community. So when I was talking with our Elks National Foundation Chair, Paula Copcho, we decided what better way than to support the police, show our support for the police department, and with some of the negative law enforcement negativity spewing out there nowadays, we wanted to show that we want to help protect our protectors. And we couldn't think of a better way than to put a couple of our grants. Paul was able to put a couple of grants together to put together this $3,500. And we know it's going to go to very, very good causes. We see now that we actually have new prototypes for vests. So it's very timely. And we couldn't be more excited and more proud to be donating this money to the Woodbridge Police Department and showing some love for Woodbridge PD. So, Paul, just 2 words. In addition to this, we're going to be having another grant coming up soon for tooling around town.
Oh, you want me to talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have 5 grants that are available. 2 of them we were denied for, but that's another story. 2 of them are going for the vests. As you can see, we got $3,500. And we have one for tooling around town, where we will be sponsoring one of the homes and hopefully putting together from this group and the rest of our members a team to help repair one of the homes in township. And the Elks National Foundation is the charity arm of the organization. We donate all year round to it, and for every dollar that we send into the National Foundation, we get $1.60 back in the state. And every single lodge in the state is trying to distribute it, get our name out there, spread the money, do some good work. So that's what we're all about.
All right, congratulations.
Since our inception, the Woodbridge Elks, through our various cash and non-cash contributions, have probably donated over $500,000 since our inception in the, I think, late '59, okay? So we're here, we're serious, we keep it going, and we're going to have more coming after this.
Bob, you want to say something?
Yeah, absolutely. First, I'd like to thank the mayor and council for recognizing the hard work that these officers have done, and congratulations, gentlemen. And Elks, can't thank you enough for this generous donation. We have several new officers coming on, and that'll be used for their vests, so thank you very much.
Our pleasure.
All right, before we get now you'll be the you're the exalted ruler through March 31st, right?
Correct.
So by the time tooling around comes, you won't be in charge.
It'll be had.
All right, which means you won't put yourself in charge of the team to fix the home.
Correct.
That's good.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't want. I'm just going to ask Hank if you're going to be the exalted ruler. I mean, I've known Snowfield for a long, long time. Put him in charge of lunch, but nothing technical.
that, yeah.
Nothing technical at all. Let's get a picture now, if you guys don't mind. You come in the center here. But, man, just want to also add that we've been joined by Councilman at Large Greg Ficarra and 5th Ward Councilwoman Debbie Meehan from Colonia. So, and that concludes our proclamations. Thanks for watching. On to the council meeting.
Good evening. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Remain standing for a moment of silence for all our troops serving our justice. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Law have been satisfied concerning this meeting. The Home News Tribune and Starlight published the notice on December 21st, 2018. It's also posted on the municipal bulletin board and should be so noted in the minutes of this meeting. Councilman Anderson. Here. Councilman Ficarra.
Here.
Councilwoman Drum.
Here.
Councilman Small.
Here.
Councilwoman Meehan.
Here.
Councilman Patel.
Here.
Councilman Bauer.
Here.
Vice President De Jesus.
Here.
And President Spiller.
Here.
Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from January 8, 2019?
Motion.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Beginning with the second reading ordinances this evening, we will start with letter A, which is an ordinance establishing salary ranges for employees of the Township of Woodbridge. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter A only. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Letter B is an ordinance to vacate and extinguish the public right of a street known as Nielsen Street in Woodbridge. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter B only. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion.
Second.
Comments or questions? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Letter C, an ordinance authorizing the conveyance of municipal lands not needed for public purpose to the Board of Education. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter C only. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Letter D, an ordinance amending Chapter 7 entitled Traffic, Section 7-38. We're going to actually take letters D, E, F, and G together. There are handicap parking on streets, there are some deletions, there are a number of additions, as well as a parking prohibition on Broadway Avenue in the area of Avondale Street between that and Smith Street, and also a mid-block crosswalk for South Inman Avenue in Avondale. So can I get a motion to take by consent D, E, F, and G, open them up for public hearing?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on D, E, F, and G. D, E, F, and G only. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed and the ordinances be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Letter H. We're going to take H, I, and J together. Ordinances authorizing the installation of a traffic control system. The first at the intersection of Green and Worth, second Green and Elizabeth, and the third Broadway at Avondale. H, I, and J. Can I get a motion that these ordinances be taken on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? In favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letters H, I, and J. H, I, and J only. There are no comment from the public. Can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed and ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Last second reading is on letter K, an ordinance amending Chapter 7, also traffic revised. And this is with regards to municipal property to add Olson Towers as a municipal parking lot. Get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? In favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter K only. There are no public comment. Can I get a motion that this ordinance, or the public hearing on this ordinance be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We will take ordinances lettered L through Q by consent. Can I get a motion that these ordinances be passed on first reading, published in the Home News Tribune on January 25th, 2019, with notice of public hearing to be held on February 5th, 2019 at 7 p.m.
Motion.
Second. Questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Resolutions by consent. We will take numbers 1 through 33. If I can have a motion 1 through 33.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council?
Excuse me, I have a comment. I'd like to extend my thanks to my councilmates for resolution number 21 to remove the Pokemon stop at the Raymond M. Terpanic Park on South Park Drive, as well as the resolution number 29. This project is one that's been in the waiting for a long time and intends to address the existing and operational deficiencies currently experienced at the existing Route 9 southbound ramp by adding a deceleration lane, lengthening the ramp to reduce and eliminate stacking along Route 9 south and reducing congestion along the Main Street corridor. So I appreciate your support on these resolutions. Thank you.
Any other comments from council? All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. We will now move to the public portion of the meeting. Please approach the microphone if you like, state the area of the township that you reside in, and there is a 5-minute time.
I just want to congratulate Council President and Vice President for this meeting. It was very touching the way they spoke about the families, children, look at the children and everybody behind them, the voice of the people here. It was very inspiring and very touching. People who did something. I'm sure people who before you said you got to get it. Very well done and very appreciated. And big kids and that's what the whole part is. So congratulations. I just have two questions. One is about the medical marijuana. The guys in Woodbridge, I think people that work there call it farm, farm marijuana. And my question is, where do we dispose all the residue, whatever my call it, that they produce, what do those plants that are cut, how do we dispose? Does anybody know?
Sorry, who was that again?
Medical marijuana place on Route 9.
No, so you're asking the clientele or go there? What do they do?
No. I'm asking what is the residue outside they produce?
They're under state guidelines and inspections.
The state guideline.
Yes.
But you would not know what they dispose of to the garbage?
They have to follow the guidelines that are given to them by the state as well as the local health department.
Does anybody know what the state guidelines are?
Off the top of my head now.
Mr. Green, is there?
We've never had any issues or concerns, or I should say concerns, phone calls or complaints on it.
I don't mean to complain, but I'm just curious because there's a lot of residue that's behind what you want to call it. It's like any farm, production.
But it's different. I'm sorry, it's different in the aspect of the farm because indoors they have a pretty extensive ventilation system that contains it within. I've been there numerous times for inspections, so they follow all the guidelines under the state. Actually, I shouldn't even say guidelines; they're protocols, standards.
I believe all the byproduct is toxic. You cannot take it because they touch the water from the street from the garbage dump because it is toxic.
He knows the answer. Why is he asking the question?
From our experience, they can do it. My second question is, I read in the paper about Governor Murphy and all the taking of insurance. They said, do you want sexual harassment insurance? And I said, what for? He says, well, anybody who's anybody. And my question to him, insurance for employees in sexual harassment insurance.
Do we have insurance under sexual?
Something charged for sexual harassment.
I believe it would fall under the umbrella of the insurance policy.
So we do have.
Yes.
Now, the same question would be, does it just apply to the workers, or does it apply to the elected officials?
Whoever the insurance is covered. I just answered you. Whoever the insurance company is covering.
But it should be about workers are workers, political, people like self-political, they are different.
Correct. So we, myself as council member, as a council person, do not have benefits. I don't know if that's what you're asking, but we are required to attend sensitivity training every year, if that is what you're asking. That's mandated by the state.
Are you sure there's insurance if anybody works here?
If they're eligible for insurance, they are covered.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Are there any other comments this evening?
Is it okay if I move the mic a little bit out? So not. Paul Hillpond, section of Woodbridge. Last time I was here, we spoke about our concerns about the imminent legalization of marijuana, how other towns had already made a decision to say no to drugs, and I want to see if this body has made any progress in that area. I think last time you said we had research.
Well, we did bring it up. I do not believe you were here at that meeting. Several members of this council went to training at a convention, and it was basically told we were ready to pass an ordinance banning the sale of recreational marijuana in Township of Woodbridge. The state came in and advised us, no matter what town has done it in the past or has done it in the future, once the state, if they sign off on it, everything's moved. They then have to go through an opt-out process. So we're not going to pass a resolution or an ordinance to then be told down the road, whether it's a week, a month, maybe never, hopefully, but you never know. We have to opt out. So we will wait to find out exactly what the state mandate is. And then nothing has changed in terms of this council's belief. We are going to look to ban recreational marijuana, the sale of recreational marijuana.
So you're saying that you come to the conclusion that you don't want marijuana here, but the state would override that?
The state overrides everything.
And for that reason, you wouldn't actually pass a formal resolution just to be in solidarity for the many towns that do oppose it, and maybe that would send a message, that some things can't be reversed. I would think if there's enough public uproar over it, and if our council stands with a lot of people I know in town that don't approve of the idea, that the resolution wouldn't be passed in vain. Again, just to be stand up, be counted, and send a message to the state of where we stand as a community. Does that sound reasonable?
Maybe in your eyes, but I've already answered the question. We were all set to go. The state said, I don't want to say don't waste your time, but they said don't waste your time because everything's going to be moved. There's no sense going through a resolution process if it means nothing, and then we're just going to have to get legal involved to go back to undo that, then to opt out. As I've mentioned, in terms of our beliefs, nothing has changed.
I would like to say thank you to Police Dispatch. A few days ago, I called them. It was a loose cable wire in front of our home. They contacted the fire department. They were there within a half hour, and the cable was taken care of within a couple hours. So I do appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lyon. We have great emergency services in this township.
Any other questions or comments from the public this evening? Can I get a motion that this public portion of the meeting be closed?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. We'll now move to the agenda portion. Just one item, item number 5. As usual, it was an honor and privilege to attend the Avenel Middle School Community Service Club, their holiday Christmas time donation. They raised over 350 pairs of socks for Socktober, along with a bunch of toys for tots. It's always a great organization, so it's always great to see over 100 kids at 7:15 in the morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, doing good. So thank you. That is it for my agenda. Council Vice President DeJesus.
Thank you, Council President. Item number 5, Police Community Relations. Our police department will be at our high schools doing their bi-weekly police interaction classes, and we'll be bringing some of our high school students to the town hall for a tour. They will also be at our middle schools for their bi-weekly at-risk youth mentoring program, and we'll be doing a presentation of law enforcement at St. James School. Item number 9, the Barron Arts Center. A Visit with Abraham Lincoln, Part of History Alive, New Jersey and Beyond series at the Barron Arts Center will begin on February 6th at 7:30 p.m. On February 15, 2019 at 8 p.m., they will have the All Seasons Chamber Players, and they will have a lecture called The Golden Age of Original Movie Musicals, part of the Dr. Stephen Kaplan, A Taste of the Arts lecture series, presented by the film historian Sam and Candy Caponegro, February 20th, 2019 at 7:30. Item number 10, the Library News. Fort's Branch Library will host Business Tuesdays for home, small, and medium business owners and entrepreneurs beginning Tuesday, January 29th at 6:30 p.m. on the topic of alignable and app for business networking. Registration is not required. Former teacher, Kit Litt, author, and Colonia resident Tammy Charles will visit the Henry Inman Branch Library on Tuesday, February 5th from 6:30 to 7:30. Ms. Charles has published picture books and books for the middle grades and young adults. A book signing will be sponsored by Friends of the Library. Anyone interested who missed registration for the winter ESL conversation groups and a beginning English class at the Woodbridge Libraries may call Literacy New Jersey at 732-906-5456. Item number 11, the Greenway Family Success Center, their offices in Forts will be closed. They're doing some work, but we would like to thank Director Monica Eppinger from the library and Director Vito Simaluka. The class that they were offering on January 22nd will be held at the main library, and they will spend 9 weeks to provide all of our residents with all their scheduled programs at the community center. So thank you to the directors for helping out the Greenway Family Success Center, and that is all that I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Meehan.
Thank you, Council President. My agenda is in order. I just have a couple announcements. Item number 2, the CBC. Just a reminder, we'll be doing the Taste of Colonia on February 1st. That'll be held at the Colonia Country Club. The tickets are $30, and we ask you to bring an item of food with you. All the money that's collected that evening will go directly to the food banks. and that's in coordination with the Have a Heart food drive, which is in full swing right now. We're asking people in the community to either donate 214 pounds of food or $214. All that will go to our food banks. We forget that during these cold months that these food banks run low and people are in need of food, especially now with the shutdown of the government to their families that aren't being paid. So if you can't do 214 pounds, we will take anything. You can reach out to Peter Barcelona at 732-855-0600, extension 5034. And just an announcement that Little Fella League of Colonia will be holding their baseball registration for their spring season on, registration will be January 26th, February 2nd, and 9th from 10 to 12. And you can register at the clubhouse behind School 27. And just with the cold weather out there, be safe and check on your elderly neighbors. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilwoman John.
Thank you, Council President. Getting back to Resolution 29, with a little brief description that I gave before, I just wanted to thank the mayor, our township engineer, and our administration for all of their efforts to have this long-awaited project finally come to fruition. We really appreciate it. It's really going to help better the community, and it was a collaboration between the New Jersey Department of Transportation, Middlesex County, and the township, so thank you. Number 2, Relay for Life. This event is celebrating 25 years this year, so I wanted to shout out to save the date for June 8th. It will be at Woodbridge High School again. They asked me to invite all of our council, EMTs, fire, police department, and all of our residents to come and participate and spread the word. To sign up, you can go to relay07095.org. And number 5, the Chamber of Commerce, in addition to the annual State of the Township, which will be the 29th, this coming Tuesday. There are many, many upcoming events. Please reach out to the Chamber at 732-636-4040, or you'll find all the events listed at woodbridgechamber.com. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilwoman John. Councilman Anderson.
Thank you, Council President. I have a few items to mention regarding jobs. With the new construction of the theater and restaurant on Avenel Street over by Station Village, there will be some new positions that will be available, and you can go to jobs@avenelarts.com. There will be positions such as servers, bartenders, cooks, hosts, kitchen help, ushers, and ticket takers for the theater. Also for Woodbridge Community Center, they are looking for ice skate guards and roller skate guards. They're looking for ice and roller rink attendants, child care before and after, and strength and cardio instructors. I would like to thank everyone who attended yesterday in the freezing temperatures, the Dr. Martin Luther King event. I'd like to thank the Rec Department, Mr. Simaluka and his staff for coordinating that event, and also Mr. Haggerty for also helping with that program. And I want to thank all those that attended last night. We had a nice crowd, even though it was really, really cold out, and there was some really nice spoken word from Reverend Lawson. And I also would like to congratulate and wish Miss Beth Amory good luck. She is the Woodbridge High School chorus instructor for many, many years, and she will be retiring. So I just want to wish her good luck. I want to thank the DPW, Department of Public Works, really working hard to try to reduce that street ice that's came up on us. I mean, we had a very, very wet fall and winter, and so when the temperatures drop down, we know that there's a lot of residents that are dealing with some thick ice out there, but I did see the trucks out there salting, and hopefully the temperatures are going to drop a little bit, increase a little bit tomorrow, and that should help with that problem. And I also want to congratulate our Freehold Director, Ronnie Rios, and Freeholder Charlie Kenny under their leadership. I was at the Workforce Development meeting this morning at Middlesex County College. Happy to announce that the Middlesex County unemployment rate is 2.7%. Thank you very much. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman Anderson. Councilman Carroll.
Thank you, Council President. In the Woodbridge Community Center, if you haven't lived up to your New Year's resolution about health and wellness, you still have a shot. If you join before January 31st, there's no joiner's fee, and also there's an opportunity for a 30-minute personal training center, so it's not too late to live up to those New Year's resolution. Across the street at the club at Woodbridge, I'm happy to announce that Youth Sports Fit, under the guidance of Phil Claremont, for student athletes, individual student athletes that are looking to improve their skills through techniques and training. Phil will be leading that, and that should be coming up next month, I believe, or early March. Again, this is an individual thing. It's not necessarily for teams, but for student athletes that are looking to get the edge as they go into their season to avoid injuries, to improve their skills. That is the place to go, and further announcements will come on that. And just a quick announcement, I announced at the last council meeting, Jacob's Landing over on Buns Lane is coming across greatly. There will be a transition of people that moving into the new homes, and the next phase will start, so it's very exciting what's going on there, and it's certainly uplifting the neighborhood, and we're very proud of that project. And that's all I have, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman Carroll. Councilman Small.
Thank you, Council President. Just on my agenda, number 8, school projects. Both are going very well. They're both on time. And that's all I have for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Small. Councilman Patel.
Thank you, Council President. My agenda is in order. I have 2 announcements. One is this Thursday, January 24th at the Islin Middle School. Starting at 7 p.m., there is going to be a presentation on raising happier kids. And this event is open to the parents and grandparents of children kindergarten through 12th grade. So it's a free, like a seminar, and it's presented by Sheen Grove. Also, this Saturday, January 26th, it's India's Republic Day, and there is going to be a free event at the Royal Albert Palace from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and that program is also free, and there'll be a parade, flag hoisting, cultural program, and some patriotic songs. So again, I would like to wish everyone a happy Republic Day, and that's all for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. So, Councilman Bauer.
Thank you, Council President. My agenda is in order. I just have one announcement tonight. Ford's Clara Barton Baseball League is holding their spring 2019 baseball registration online at www.leaguelineup.com/FCBBL, or you can find them on Facebook at Ford's Clara Barton. And for in-person registration, check their website for future dates. That's all I have tonight. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman Bauer. Mr. Mitch.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll be noting 1A. That'll be before you at the end of February for final approval. Letter B still remains, still working with the bankruptcy attorney on that. I'll be adding the likelihood of before the next meeting the extension for the Colonial Country Club liquor license due to the death of the licensee. Drop down to number 3. I just want to make a note, we scheduled the annual retail licensing meeting for all ABC liquor license holders for May 15th. Happy to report that the new ABC director wants to attend our session, so that should be a very favorable argument for us that he wants to be here. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Mitch. Senator Bennett.
Thank you, Mr. President. The first few items on my report deal with housekeeping, sewer overpayment, tax overpayment, refunds on county tax appeals, and lien premiums. The same as the tax court judgments are being paid. The Chapter 159 is for the receipt of a grant that we are receiving, and allows us to then turn around and expend it. We'll have at the next meeting a resolution on the acquisition of property adjacent to the developmental center, and we'll have a bond issue on for the purposes of funding same.
Thank you, Senator. I apologize. Mayor, do you have anything, sir?
No, thank you.
All right, thank you. Director Hubner.
Thank you, Council President. I have a resolution to accept the 2018-2019 Cops and Shop Plan. Proposal to add parking restrictions on portions of Main Street and Green Street. We're amending a number of private handicap parking spaces and changing them to general handicap parking spaces. We're removing a number of handicap spaces throughout Woodbridge Township, and we're adding 2 handicap spaces, one in Hopeland and one in Forge. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Hubner. Director Green.
Thank you, Council President. I have just one item. It's a sub-grant agreement with the County of Middlesex for our childhood lead poisoning prevention program. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Director Green. Director Simula.
Nothing, but the senator has one more addition to his agenda.
Yes, also have another additional 159 for a grant, receipt of $3,500 from the Elks for the vest. I think they made a presentation today. We want to be able to get those vests right away, so ask for that to be at Chapter 159.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you, Director. So moved. Director Darter.
Thank you, Council President. In addition to standard biweekly refund, we're also going to be doing the resolution for the annual consolidated plan report associated with the HUD grant. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Henry.
Thank you, Council President. I have a resolution authorizing the execution of right-of-way dedication deed, a release of the performance bond for 553 Renewal Way, and 2018 Township Drainage Improvement Project. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Henry. Legal. Thank you, Council President. Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.